just so you're aware.
Christine is on the line, David.
Okay.
Ready to roll?
In 5 seconds.
Oh, God forbid that we'd start early.
Okay. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Tuesday, April 6th, 2021 Board of Supervisors meeting, East Goshen Township. It is 7 o'clock. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Marty, will you lead us in the pledge?
I certainly will, David. Are we all ready to go?
Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for all.
Liberty and justice. All right. Thank you. Michelle, would you lead us in a moment of silence?
I would. Please join me in thinking of the more than 30 million people in the United States who have had COVID, the more than 555,000 people who have passed, their caregivers, and our first responders here in East Goshen Township and around the country.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
I'd like to announce that the meeting tonight is recorded and live streamed on YouTube for the public. And the chairman's report, the board met in executive sessions on March 30th and April 2nd to interview candidates for the township manager's position. And prior to tonight's meeting, to discuss a personnel matter concerning an ABC member and with the township, well, we did not talk to the, so that was it for tonight's meeting. The township was awarded a second place in the electronic newsletter category by the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors. That's great. Good for us. And I'd like to give a shout out to Susan DeMoore, who's on our call, because she posts that, she does that. A lot of people contribute to it, and Jason Lang is involved in that as well. But Susan gets that posted and deserves kudos. So we thank you and congratulate Susan as editor and publisher of that newsletter.
That was for the fall 2020 edition, just so that you know.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
The Boot Road project has gone forward finally, and we will be creating a second westbound lane on Boot Road, scheduled to go out for bid in April. Construction would start in the summer. As many of you know, this is an issue that we've been talking about for probably a decade preceding my involvement on the board as well. So I think this is our third try at this. And we finally got it right. So we're excited about getting that done. The final thing I will note, I'll do that under other business. Okay, that's it. That's the chairman's report for tonight. The next, we don't have any public hearing tonight. We don't have any emergency service reports tonight. Financial report, we don't have any. So we're down to approval of the minutes. Does anybody have any comments on the minute?
I reviewed them and I see they were okay. They were okay as far as I'm concerned.
I reviewed them as well. I didn't see any comments. I don't have any comments, rather.
Okay. Hey, I'd be remiss in not recognizing that Dave Ware has joined our Zoom meeting tonight. Dave will be our new Director of Finance in East Goshen Township, starting soon.
19th.
Welcome, Dave.
Welcome, Dave.
Dave.
Glad you're on board.
Glad to have you
Look forward
join
to
us.
it.
Thanks for joining the meeting tonight.
Can you count money?
Yeah, yeah, we can't wait. Chris can't wait.
Chris can't wait. Make sure you're not in the same room with Chris because you get this giant hug if you are.
All right. So
David Ware, you're muted, just so you know.
I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of March 16th.
I would make the motion to
I'm unmuted.
minutes. Hello. I'll make the motion to approve the minutes, please. 16.
Second motion.
Thank you. Any public comment on the minutes? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. Treasurer's report. Chris, you know, show Dave how to do this.
So Dave, listen up.
That's why I'm here.
This is my last Board of Supervisors meeting. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, it isn't, Chris.
I won't leave you high and dry. But anyway, for the board, in your packet is are the bills for this period from March 11th to March 31st. Just some highlights. We did receive $508,000 in the state liquid fuels money. That was about 3% higher than we budgeted for. When we got that money on March 29th, I looked into what M&T was offering because their rates were a little bit higher than Pliget a few months ago. However, M&T was only able to offer us 5 basis points, which for the non-financial people, that's, what is it, Mike? Pennies.
Zero.
We don't want to leave money on the table, but pennies,
No.
I pick them up off the street all the time. They're not worth much these days.
No, so 0.05 is what M&T had to offer. I looked back into Pliget. They actually had a special term rate going for, let's see, 0.12%. Maturing on 12/23/2021. So that gives us enough time before year end to move the money out of there and allocate it as we always do. So, you know, from 0.05 to 0.12, it's a little bit, and on 508,000, those pennies will add up.
Well, you did the best you could. And Pliget Prime these days is right now, it's got to be what, 0.10? I haven't looked at the rates.
No, it's not even that.
Is that right?
Not even that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did the best
Is
you
there
could.
anything, I know
We're
we didn't do
paying 10%
we didn't do a finance report, but is there anything that you'd like to
Oh,
discuss?
I'm
with the
sorry.
board
I
at
went
all?
right to the bills. Sorry.
That's okay. No, I'm just, we
Dave was
didn't have a
here. I
finance
just
report,
went right all in.
but just any heads up things we need to know about.
As far as the financial report, other than we did just put the RFP out for the financial software system. That'll be advertised in the paper tomorrow and next week. I also emailed it to various vendors that we met with via Zoom a few months ago. And I also emailed it to our current software vendor. And so we'll be looking for information back from everyone by May 14th.
Excellent. And that's good timing for Dave. That's good, Chris.
But any significant variances on the report that for any particular reason that we should be aware of or alarmed or anything?
No, but I will tell you, as far as real estate taxes go, we collected over $1.3 million in March, which is almost an all-time high.
Oh, good,
In
good.
the discount period. And
Good.
Stimulus.
as a result, the accounts receivable early projection right now, we're looking at about 196,000 as outstanding AR for taxes, which is
Really good.
one of the all-time low amounts.
Yeah.
Right.
Chris,
Good
I'm
stuff.
looking at the top page of the treasurer's report because the rest of the pages are too complicated. But on the general fund, it looks like we took in $1.6 million and we paid out $600,000. I'm assuming that the million that we're picking up there is just a matter of timing, right?
Sure.
Well, that includes the real estate tax income and other revenue for general fund. Yeah.
So it'll even out later on.
Well, I mean,
No,
it's
it just depends.
it's a snapshot, John. It's a snapshot from the period of March 11th to March 31st, and that's just in a cash accounting system. It's just what comes in goes out.
That's what I mean by timing. Yeah.
Right,
That's what I
right.
wanted- Okay.
So, Rick, any news on the COVID stimulus money that's coming to the township and timing on that and processes or? Anything new on that?
I'm glad you asked that, David. Yeah.
So
Me
you get the
too.
first half in June, and then the second half, I think, comes next June.
And Rick, would you be able to, in the interim, or maybe this is something Dave can do once he gets himself seated, give us as a board a little bit of a executive summary cheat sheet of what's attached to the dollars, the limitations, the red tape,
Absolutely.
audit requirements, or, just on one sheet of paper, what we can do with it, what we can't, what we have to account for, and how we have to be accountable to it.
I'm sorry, Rick, you kind of bleeped out on my Wi-Fi here. Did you say we get half in fiscal year 2021 and another half in 2022?
Yes.
Okay.
And so the act, the law has some specifics in it about where it can go, and I'll put that in the paper to you. However, the law also authorizes the Secretary of the Treasury to come up with rules and regulations. So I'm sure they'll come up with some rules and regulations down in Washington for us.
Yeah.
Because we need.
But Mike, to your point, I can put together a summary to give a little snapshot, because I'm going to have to do that for myself anyway.
Oh,
And,
good, Dave. So share that with us later on when you get jumping.
Sounds good, Chris. I'm going to look for a little help.
Yeah.
We kind of get off on a little tangent. Any other comments on the treasurer's report?
Just one question on it very briefly. The second item that you mentioned, Chris, we did well on this resale or the sale of the loader at
Yes.
62-1. Those dollars go back into the capital fund,
Correct.
and
That'll be offset by the purchase. I mean,
okay.
that will offset the purchase amount that Mark already got the new loader.
Did we actually have that a dollar number in for the disposition of that asset into the capital reserve budget for this year? Do we have a dollar amount in the budget for that receipt? In other words,
We did,
40.
but
We didn't
We
know
had
what we were
40
going to
in?
get. We
good.
didn't know what we were going to get.
Okay, good. That was all. That's all I got.
And not only did we make 20 grand on that, we got a thank you note from the
Yeah.
township.
Yes.
That we told it to.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind
David's
of
got it-
That was
David's
really
got it
nice,
hanging in
yeah.
the living room.
all right.
Mark, you did a good job.
Any other questions on the treasurer's report? I'll entertain a motion to approve it as submitted.
I would move that we graciously accept the receipts and approve the expenditures as presented in the expenditure register and summarized in the treasurer's report.
I'll second that.
All right. Any public comment on the treasurer's report?
There,
Hearing none, I will
Yep.
call the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. We have no old business. Under new business, I would like to, first of all, congratulate Caitlin Callback, who has achieved the Girl Scout designation of the Gold Star Award, which is the highest award that can be given to a Girl Scout. And so I'm just going to read real quickly a letter from the Board of Supervisors to Caitlin. Dear Caitlin, on behalf of East Goshen Township Board of Supervisors, it gives me great pleasure to congratulate you on attaining the Gold Star Award, the highest award in Girl Scouting. You are among a select few that have achieved this award, fulfilling requirements in the areas of leadership and service. You are to be commended on your Gold Star Award project that addressed inspiring teams to participate in creating a healthier marine life environment in Brigantine, New Jersey. This project required using your talents and strengths to lead a group of peers to clean up the beaches. In turn, this contribution helped eliminate hazardous plastics and trash that negatively impact the local marine life. The end result of this project is a sustainable impact on the shore community and truly demonstrates your commitment. The Board of Supervisors acknowledges your achievement in the meeting tonight, April 6, 2021. This recognition of your exemplary service to your community will become part of the permanent record of the Board of Supervisors meeting minutes of this evening. Gold Star Award is synonymous with good citizenship, dedication, initiative, leadership, and resourcefulness, all qualities that will serve you and those around you well throughout your life. Congratulations.
Well done.
Nice reading, David.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah,
And the
good
project,
stuff.
all of the shore communities in New Jersey have picked up on the plastics, the single plastics ban, because of the impact on the quality of beach and the marine life and microplastics in the ocean. So I am particularly pleased with Caitlin's work there. That's good stuff.
Yep.
All right. The next new business item is consider authorizing a letter supporting Chester County's grant application for funding to update watersheds and the county's river conservation plan. And we have a draft of the letter. Any discussion around that? It's a letter to the Department of Conservation and Energy.
No comment at all. It's a continuation of the things that are necessary. If you haven't read the plan at any point in time or even the executive summary, it's good. It's good tune in for each citizen to know the initiatives that are underway at the county level, and things that we all each need to be aware of, whether we're recreating on the Brandywine River or just hanging out at a pond. It's all about the flows of water that eventually are going to make their way to the ocean. But in the interim, there's lots of distressed red streams out there that need addressed through stormwater management and other related stewardship. So this update to the plan continues Chester County's progressive efforts to address these very, very serious issues at our level, and hope that other communities throughout the country and globally are picking up on these kinds of things, and we're working together as a global community ultimately.
Just to be clear, we're supporting the Chester County's application for a grant to the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources.
Yep.
Any other further discussion? Thanks, Mike. Do we need
Motion.
a motion on this? Yeah.
So do we need a motion then to
Yes.
letter?
To send a letter, authorize me to sign the letter, I guess.
Letter of support for the county to obtain the next grant funding to update the watershed management plan for Chester County.
I'll second that motion.
Any public comment?
No,
Hearing
David.
none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. Next is announced the township has sent a letter to U.S. Representative Christy Houlihan supporting West Goshen Township's request to have funding for the Westtown Way Pump Station project included in the House Appropriations Committee Community Project Fund. So we're just supporting our neighbors, and that letter has been sent, so we don't need a motion on to approve that or anything. And the next is to consider authorizing the chair to execute a stormwater management agreement for 1202 Joshua Drive.
I'd make that motion, Mr. Chair, that we accept the recommendation of the staff and authorize you as the chair to sign that stormwater management operation maintenance agreement for 1202 Joshua Drive.
Thank you, Mike.
I'll second that.
Thanks. Any public comment? Any further board comment? All right, I'll call the question. All those in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. Final new business is to consider recommendation to purchase 2 Exmark laser mowers. Mark, you want to just talk us through? We have the memo and we understand.
Yeah, we have 2 mowers. One is 7 years old and the other one is 8 years old. They're at the end of our life cycle. And it's time to trade them in. As you saw in the memo, we got top dollar for them, for both of them. And I looked into going to muni bid, see if I gain more money, and what he's offering in trade is what I would have got on muni bid. So I would recommend that the board authorize, let me purchase the mowers.
Okay, so
And
bottom
this is
line,
budgeted. This is budgeted, right, Mark?
Yes, sir.
Replacement mowers,
It's
Yes,
budgeted, right?
yes.
yes, John.
Capital.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. So the motion would be to purchase the two Exmark mowers from Eagle Power Turf and Tractor in the amount of net amount of $15,041.
Second the motion.
I'll make that motion. John, you second?
You got it.
Any further comment?
I'm just gonna say, we're saving almost $3,000 there. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.
We try.
Good stuff.
Try.
Any comments from the public? I'll call the question. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. One final, now we'll move to any other matter. And I'll just have an announcement that Kevin Miller has resigned as our emergency management coordinator. We thank Kevin for his service in that capacity for a number of years.
Yep.
And Steve Hero has agreed to step up and take his place. Steve is certified and trained and a qualified person to take over our emergency management coordinator position. So I thank Steve for stepping up. I think, Rick, what do we need to do? Do we send a letter to the state nominating Steve to be our emergency? We wait patiently as the bureaucracy churns in Harrisburg, and then we get a letter back approving it. Hopefully, is that the process?
Yes. So tonight you acknowledge Kevin's resignation. I would just make a motion to appoint Steve as the EMC, and we'll send the letter off to Harrisburg.
Okay. Someone want to make that motion?
I'll make that motion. I would like to make the motion that Stephen Hero be appointed as our emergency management coordinator, and that we send that recommendation, that our recommendation is sent to the governor for approval.
Second the motion.
Thanks, John. Any further comment from the board? Any public comment?
There is none.
I will
Can
call the
I
question.
just comment that it's an unpaid position? It's volunteer.
Good
Yeah,
point.
that's correct. Thank you for reminding me of that,
Right
Michelle.
about
So
that.
it's a volunteer position in our township. All right, all those in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries 5-0. We're in public comment. Anybody have their hand up? Christina, you're muted. You're unmuted.
Okay. Unmuted. Okay, thank you. I just had a quick question. I was hoping somebody could comment or clarify the recent parking restriction that was instituted on 352. The action that was instituted at that homeowner's request where the signs were put up. And I'm just wondering, is the parking restriction only where the signs are posted, or is it for that small stretch of, broader shoulder area? Because I frequently see at least one, sometimes two cars that are parked right there, and they're facing opposing traffic, which would not under usual circumstances be allowed that somebody could park facing traffic. So I just wanted
Rick,
to find out
Rick,
exactly.
what road is she talking about?
So
352, the new no parking signs at there by Strasburg Road and 352. The ones we voted on a month or two ago.
Okay,
So the no parking zone extends from the intersection south. I think it's like 800 feet, 800 feet. So it's the wide section of the shoulder. So the police.
Rick, nobody should be parking opposing traffic on the road, right? That's against the law, I think.
That's an immediate no.
yeah, and it's a no parking area. Rick,
Yeah.
do we want to send a note to Chief Bernard?
Yes.
We already have. She's aware of it.
Okay. Yeah, they should be ticketed.
And speaking of parking, no parking, I'm going to give you a quick little anecdote. about and the police response. I was out about a week ago collecting litter on Green Hill Road. And David, I parked up in your neck of the woods in the correct direction, but in the decel lane entering your subdivision.
Yeah.
And it did say no parking there. And while I was collecting the litter, I did keep my blinkers on, but a good neighbor who's right there, gosh, and I can't think of her name at the moment, saw the car, didn't see me, and called the police. And by the time I had got back down to my car with the bag of trash, was within minutes, apparently. WeGo police were right there. I had already made contact with the property owner, and we were talking as the police showed up, but the response was nearly immediate. I did say no good deed goes unpunished, but he did not cite me and told me to get on my way, and I dropped the litter off at the township building. But they are responsive to those, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, good. That's a good story. Yeah, and thanks for picking up trash early.
I think you should resign, Mike.
I was wondering, it was kind of funny because I was looking at all the litter along the road there and thinking on the 17th I'd be picking it up, and then all of a sudden it was pretty cleaned up. I didn't know you did that. You should have called me. I would have helped.
Actually, there's things that showed up the next day which drives me crazy.
No,
there's a blue bag there right now. It's driving me nuts. So I'll
make a public comment on this public meeting to stop throwing trash out the window of your cars, please.
Please.
Come on, take it home and recycle
Yeah.
it. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Keep East Goshen beautiful days coming up.
Christina, did we answer your question?
Yes, and I just want to say the reason why I was asking was because the first time that I saw it, my husband was a passenger in the car, and he snapped a quick photo, which I sent to Rick, and Rick responded right away and said that he was going to inform WeGo about it. But it seems that literally every time that I drive that stretch of road, those at least two vehicles are still parked there. They seem to just keep disregarding it.
Christina, I'm going to ask the chief to give you a book of tickets. And the next time
Deputize, Christina.
Yeah.
That's where the cookies are, John.
You guys are so funny. You're so funny. Anyways, it really doesn't make that much of a difference to me, but the facing the wrong way, it just seems pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, Christina, you're right.
Not good.
You know, the borough of Westchester has a parking authority. I don't know, maybe East Goshen should establish a no parking authority. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Like an idea. We'll consider that. All right. Any other public comment?
Need a meter maid.
I think we nominate Mike for cleanup
No
parking.
All right, so the final agenda item is just acknowledgement of correspondence. We received a copy of the first quarter right to know report. It always amazes me how many the work we have to do around what right to know reports and so on. It's a lot of work, and
we got to do it. And for instance, there was one there that requested building permit documents from Oklahoma.
Yeah,
we got to do it. We got to do it.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, can I add one more comment in public comment?
No.
Yes.
Please. I just wanted to officially welcome Dave Ware, and I appreciate him hopping on tonight to just get us for the township, and we're excited to have him join our team.
He would like a cup of coffee, by the way, Chris.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate it.
What he might need after this meeting and seeing us in action is a tranquilizer. I don't know.
You want some of those cookies too.
Dave, it's pretty obvious we don't like to have any fun, and we get the business done. We're a serious group.
Right.
Okay,
Final
thanks.
thing that I'll just acknowledge is something that we'll be considering going forward, and that's a request from our neighbors at CTDI for a variance on some of our signage ordinances for two of their buildings. So that'll be going to the Planning Commission tomorrow evening, and we'll be considering that sometime with their recommendations sometime in the future. So.
On behalf of
In response
Susan,
to Mike's comment,
time out. This is a little serious. For those who like to show up at the planning commission meeting tomorrow night, you got to register and then you can get in. Because if you don't register, I guess you don't get in. Is that right, Susan?
No, you can use the telephone just as you do now, or they're trying something new to allow the public to be able to use video. So I set up registration for the Zoom meeting, and that link was also posted on our website and sent out in the constant contact. So if
Thank you,
members of
Susan.
the public want to try to get onto the meeting using video, you need to register. You cannot get on without registration. That way we can keep track of your email.
Yeah, that's good.
I know
That's
Mark
another-
Orden wanted to put this in effect to give it a try in
Mhm.
preparation for the zoning hearing board meeting that will take place. So because the public needs to be able to see the documents live as it's happening, not on YouTube with a 20-second delay. So we thought, well, we'll do it with the planning commission and use them as our guinea pigs and see how it works.
Okay, good. Good for you. Thanks, Susan.
We're at the end of our agenda. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Dave,
So moved.
Oh,
Wait
wait,
a
Rick has
minute,
a
wait a
comment.
minute.
so Mike, in response to your comment about right to know for Oklahoma, so they were the title or the company that was doing the title search or the search,
Ah,
CTDI.
yes.
By the way, has now bought the QVC building. And we will now be getting that transfer tax. And obviously CTDI is very proud of the fact that they have a new building, and that's why they want to put up some new signs.
Excellent. So the cost to do that right to know response that you gave is going to be more than made up with the transfer tax. That's great to know.
That's
I would
good.
think.
Which,
I would
for
think.
Dave's benefit, transfer tax is not budgeted. So anytime we get transfer tax revenue for commercial properties is not budgeted. So that's,
It's a bonus receipt each time,
That's
Yeah.
our below the line unpredictable revenue.
And
which usually goes pretty positive for us, Dave. So that's a good thing.
We'll take it.
And since public right to know requests are public documents and are, we have just recently submitted information for Gateway Apartments down on Manley Road.
It's another transfer pot going on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if it's not a refinance, then we could end up getting transfer tax revenue for that.
You don't know yet. If it's a refinance, it's just kind of it's just a process.
Yeah.
Not a transfer. Yeah.
So don't get too excited.
Okay.
I still move for adjournment.
It's not time to adjourn. I thought we were going to vote tonight.
Not me.
No, that's, no.
No, not yet.
No. Now, the
We're
process
down.
has to continue on, John.
Okay.
He has to get all the material in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. John, you move to adjourn. Marty seconded.
Yes.
I will call the question. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hey,
Opposed? No.
Dave,
Okay, good night, everybody.
congratulations.
Thank
Look forward to
you.
seeing you.
See you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much. I
Dave.
appreciate meeting you all again.
Thanks, Chris.
It was nice
Thanks,
to meet you
Dave.
too.
Good.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
David.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Rick.
Susan.
Thanks,
Have a good
Chris.
night.
We'll try to move you up if you're here when you're actually in office. We don't want you to sit at the bottom.